watching Alasmat the Shadow Band.
German sits with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alasmat's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alasmat's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that's pog-bound proud. Alasmat sees and he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Alasmat fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see. It's about what fun could be. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann.
Alright, Kissy, I don't know who you think you are, but dinosaurs in movies are monsters, okay? I saw the bullshit you were typing in the chat, and I'm putting a stop to it right now. I'm ending you, Kissy. I'm ending you, Kissy. Dinosaurs are monsters. Ask Gray Harryhausen. Ask Willis O'Brien. Ask Agents of Mariah. Ask them all. They're monsters, Kissy. They're monsters, Kissy. Speaking of, no, I'm not drawing Razorback. You have a hard on for Razorback, and it's disgusting, Kissy. It's absolutely disgusting.
You're watching Alasmat the Shadow Band.
You guys want to go get some D-E-S-S-E-R-T? Yeah, dude, I need me a T-R-E-A-T.
What you guys talking about?
Yeah, why did you guys just spell the Z?
No, shut up! Don't say it.
Why?
Oh god, how do we tell you this?
Simon can't spell.
What?
He can't spell, so when we talk about something he wants, we spell it out loud so he doesn't get too excited.
He's a grown man. He can't handle hearing the word treat?
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Oh.
Okay, what is happening?
We told you he gets excited when he hears the word T-R-E-A-T.
What you talking about?
Taxes.
Oh, shucks.
What, so you guys just treat him like a toddler?
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Oh.
Dude, you gotta spell if you're talking about F-O-O-D.
Okay, so are we getting an S-N-A-C-K?
Snack? Oh, come on,
Oh,
man.
dude, really?
Oh, come on, I spelled it. Well, he knows how to spell snack.
So he can spell snack, but he can't spell treat?
Treat? No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
God damn it!
Okay, he's getting fussy. It's time for an N-A-P.
Yeah. What does N-A-P spell? Party.
Stop putting the towers in the chat. You people in the chat putting towers, stop it. This is a tower-free zone. Okay, this is Communitah Unitah. No towers. Towers threatens our Unitah. It does. And I know that I may get some of the things you say wrong. I might attribute to the wrong person, but I don't care. You're all interchangeable. You're all the same. I don't care. So if Oscar says something that I attribute to KSS, it's still the same thing. Just like if Monamiki says something that I attribute to Tomothy, it's still the same thing because you're all the same. I'm a bigot against all yous because you hate me and you bring your spears against me and you chuck them at me. It's not right. So I can do that. I'm allowed. So that's that. Um. Anyway, yes, I've changed things up a slight bit because I'm not quiet, Arnold. Where's Colorform? Yeah, I don't know, Kissy. Maybe Colorform decided that she's gonna leave us alone and have us be a unitod communitah. Maybe that's why. Damn it, Oscar! Damn it! Stop it! Stop it! You people in chat need to stop it. Great Goldworm says hello, and you guys are interrupting him with your stupid towers. For Allah's sake, stop it.
You are watching Allah's Mat the Shadow Band.
I can't sleep, 'cause it's burning deep inside, like gasoline on fire running wild. No more fear, 'cause I'm getting closer now. So hungry, but I like it anyhow. I go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
Why is Casey telling me to be kind? I'm always kind, Kissifus. I'm the most kindest person in this community. I'm very kind. Very kind. You have no clue. I mean, zero clue how kind I am. As a matter of fact, I'm so kind, Kizzy. I'm so kind that I thought banned you. I stopped the intro just so I wouldn't ban you. Now I'm gonna ask a favor from all you people in the chat with your spears ready to chuck them at me, and that's to hold off on the spears for a second. Hold off on the chucking of spears, so I can say hi to the people that aren't spear chuckers that are here to be nice to me. Okay, so that means Kizzy and Asuka and Manamiki, you guys hold off. Okay, let me say hi to Master Panda, who's always the first to say hi. Hello to Master Panda. He earlier we had Blazing one. Well, actually, as Panda says, throwing dinosaurs is a child nostalgia for me. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because there's a lot of dinosaur talk I'm guessing we're going to have on tonight's stream. Blazian one earlier said, will it be a dinosaur, a werewolf, a raccoon? Yes. Okay. I only draw dinosaurs, werewolves, and monsters. Raccoons are not something I draw. Blazian one, but thank you for commenting. I didn't find investigations. It says I'm late. No, I'm not. I'm on time. Always on time. I saw Ghost of Nessa in the chat. Shout out to Ghost of Nessa. Good seeing you here. Bats in the chat. What's going on, Bats? Welcome. Tomothy of the Band Zone, formerly Tim Olson, but now he's just Tomothy. We have some person. He says, there was some torches about to chase a last man off a cliff. Good. That's very mean of you, some person. Jabba the Cuck is violating the term of service with LOLing. Stop LOLing. Guys, there's no LOLing in the chat. There's no LOL, there's no haha, no teehees, no ha-has, no lambao, lamaos, all that. No variations of laughing and having a good time. It's forbidden here. So please respect the term of services because I can't just strike everyone at once. I mean, I'll do it, but I just don't want to. Did I see color form? No, color form's not in chat. So there's no color. We are color form free, so that's good. I'm glad that we're color form free. Great. I said hi to Great Gold Worm. He's in the chat. I'm gonna pass all the towers. I think we're caught up, so that's good. I'm glad that we're caught up. I saw some people complaining about there were some glitches. I think I may have curtailed it for now, but I know what to do next time when I go live. So I am gonna have to uh, do all the settings and everything before I go live. But I know what it is now, so that's gonna be helpful as I do this stream. And I gotta show my hands up in here so that I can just see there's any kind of activity or action or anything like that. So just gotta make sure that you know, that it's all up to point. And it looks like it's good. It looks like there's no oh, okay. I'm just moving my hands. Okay. So there we go. Okay. I guess we'll have to just roll with it. No, KSS, I see what you're doing. Stop it, KSS. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. So before I get to the stream, we have a special sponsor tonight. Yes, we have a sponsor tonight. Um Tonight's stream is sponsored by a new member of the Communitah. And he's got his own intro right here. So let us welcome or soon to be a new member of the Communitah. Here we go. I was crying on that one. That was lovely. Don't you guys think that was lovely? I think that was lovely. Very lovely. Oh yes. Oh, I think so. I think so. Yes. Yes. So, uh, we're gonna have uh Krez, well, Rate Me, whatever the fuck his last name is gonna be coming to our community at some point. So, for those of you that are familiar with Trash Compactor lore, yes, Krez is going to not on my channel. This is a different character on a different channel who will be gracing our community soon. So, I'm not a public Grey. I'm human, Grey Goldworm. I'm a human being. I have flesh. See these right here? These are veins. If I cut this, it bleeds red. I'm real. I'm very real. Speaking of blood, there's a lot of blood in Carnosaur, the movie, which came out in 1993. Let me hear you guys in the chat your thoughts on Carnosaur from 1993, or just 1993 in general, because Carnosaur was only one of two dinosaur movies that came out that year. The other one being some film that was directed by Spielberg with Jeff Goldblum and some people, and had some like CGI and all that crap. It was like a big hit called Jurassic Park. So Carnosaur was the other dinosaur movie that came out that year, also based on a novel. It kind of followed a similar idea of like genetically altered dinosaurs, but this one involves chickens. So, and there's no monster movie or horror movie that I know of that has attempted it that can make chickens scary. It's just there's no way to make chickens frightening or scary. Like you watch a movie, right, and then you got the music. It's got the the scary, ominous, slow build up. You got the cinematography that's dark, and it's very. You wonder what's going to happen. It's going to creep, and then as you build up to to the actual moment, and you get the curtain lifted up, and then all of a sudden there's a chicken or a variation of chicken, and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be scared of that. That doesn't scare me. That just makes me laugh. So chickens aren't funny. I mean, chickens aren't scary. They just can't be scary. There's no way to make a chicken scary. So you hear a movie about a chicken, monster chicken, spirit chicken, Indian chicken, any kind of chicken. It just doesn't. It just makes you smile, and you just can't help but like say, you know what? That's pretty funny. A chicken being a monster. So there was an attempt in this movie though with Carnosaur because uh there were these like genetically altered dinosaurs that use like chicken um DNA or some shit, and uh the mad scientist is played by Diane Lane in the movie. So Diane Lane, who by the way, for those that don't know, Diane Lane, pretty accomplished actress, and she's also the mother of what's her face, uh Laura Dern, who was in Jurassic Park. So that's connections. You got Diane Lane, the lead actress of Carnosaur, who plays a mad scientist, and her daughter Laura Dern is in Jurassic Park. Both came out that same year. So you got a little bit of nepotism with dinosaurs in 1993. Mazepana asked, did Carnosaur get buried under the hype for Jurassic Park that year as the second string dinosaur movie? Oh yeah, it definitely got buried. And Roger Corman rushed this into production because if you know Roger Corman, he likes to capitalize on whatever uh, the massive hit is of that time. So he put this in production real fast, and it's actually a decent movie, but the special effects, some are decent, some are pretty bad, and it's like that's like one of the biggest drawbacks of the film. I was talking to Prime and Arnold when we were watching the movie, and I said if some of the dinosaur effects were done by Suitmation, it'd probably be far better received. But they relied too much on the puppetry. Like puppets in some scenes is fine and some animatronics, but I think it needed more Suitmation to really make some of the more wider shots more believable. But they didn't do that. So that's why, like, when people shit on Suitmation, it's like Suitmation looks better than a lot of special effects out there. Give me a good Suitmation film, and you got a pretty decent looking movie. But let me see. So oh no, it's colors. Damn it, she's here. Fuck. Damn it. Damn it. So my good friend Brian Christgau's in the chat. What's going on, Brian? It's good seeing you here. He calls it the best Corman ripoff ever. He says the best Corman ripoff ever is Death Race 2000, which was made to cash in on Rollerball. That was a thing, yes. That absolutely was a thing. Um, so yeah, so Carnosaur came out in '93, and it's gore. I mean, the story's decent. It's pretty decently shot for what it's worth. Some of the special effects are they go from like decent to not bad to pretty bad. So, Brian Krivsky said, and let us not forget that Summation are really just full body puppets, i.e., Big Bird. Yeah, and it's just the movements are so much more fluid than just relying on like a cheap animatronic or a cheap puppetry. That to me is the movie's biggest failing. Stop with the gars. Stop with the gars. I see what you're doing. I want you guys stopping with the gars. I'm trying to have a serious conversation with you people. Okay, so the garring is gonna stop. I'm putting the stop to the garring right now. Stop with the garring. Wait, I got the wrong template. See, I got the wrong template up because you people are trying to derail me from success. See, that's the right template. Stop with the garring. There's absolutely no garring allowed here. Enough. Mazepena asks. I ask because, from what I understand, Miller's Crossing went underhyped because it was overshadowed by Goodfellas, the bigger gangster movie in 1990. Similar effect, I guess. Yeah, but Carnosaur was a low budget movie, and it was clearly made to catch it on Jurassic Park, so it was it was inevitable that it was going to be kind of like the lower stepchild of the dinosaur film of 1993. Although uh, Roger Ebert famously called this movie the worst film of '93, Gene Siskel actually liked it, so that you got that at least. For those of you that are old enough to remember Siskel and Ebert, as I am, yeah, they reviewed. And yeah, I do see some of the glitches there. I do see it. So I got. I'll fix it for the next stream. I know exactly. I think I know what it is that's causing it. So you'll have to bear with me. But um, I'm going to be drawing or attempting to draw the dinosaur from one of the dinosaurs. I think it's the T Rex. Yeah, there's two dinosaurs in the movie. There's the T Rex and then the Deinonychus. He's like, what's the Deinonychus? The Deinonychus is like, so you know how people like look at raptors, like the Velociraptors, and like that's a thing. Well, the Deinonychus is like a in that same category of dinosaur, man-sized, carnivorous. But the raptors are categorized by they have like a humongous claw. Well, actually, no, because raptors have those too. Yeah, so like Deinonychus and raptors are kind of like synonymous, more or less. There's certain variations, but they are kind of the same creature. Well, no, they're not. I'm lying. They're not the same creature. I shouldn't say that because that's actually pretty wrong of me to say that. So I should not say that, even though I'm okay to say that, but I should not say it. So, but yeah, just it's just to give you an idea of what a Deinonychus is. So you got a Deinonychus in the film, words hard in the film, and you got the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the Tyrannosaurus Rex was performed with combination of well, it's mostly if I can if it's a thing, animatronic puppetry is what brought it to life. They should have used summation. Mazepana says the Deinonychus was slightly smaller than a Velociraptor, right? Yeah, they were smaller, very smaller. Cowabunga Joe 88 says raptors are 6 foot turkeys. Yeah, pretty much. If you're Team Deinonychuses, then yeah, they are definitely turkeys. So, uh, the Garn will continue until morale improves. No, it will not, Ozakar. It's not continuing. I'm putting a stop to it now. Kaya says, Eliza, thank you for not telling me what movie we are covering until 30 minutes before the stream started. You're an excellent human being. Okay, Kissy, I'm gonna say something. Yeah, Kissifist. Colorform has been on Discord, and she's on Discord in my channel. And Colorform was aware from yesterday that we were doing Carnosaur. So Colorform ignored you, KSS. Colorform withheld that information from you, Kissy. So it's all Colorform's fault. She withheld that information. So she is the one that lets you in the dust, Kissy. Max Panda says, I used to go to the local library as a kid, rent out books about dinosaurs, and draw the hell out of them for days straight. So I actually have 4 books. I'm going to show you guys right now. Before I start drawing, let me show you this. Let me show you this. So back when I was a kid in the 80s, a boy in the 80s, the Troll, remember Troll Book Club? I don't know how many of you guys remember Troll Book Club. But yeah, Troll Book Club was a thing, and they used to have like a series of dinosaur books. Let me pull it up here for you. Let's see here. Let me put these to the side. But yeah, they had a whole series of dinosaur books. So there was this one, the giant dinosaurs. Like I love the artwork on these. These are some awesome artwork. Even though like they're allegedly not accurate based on whatever the modern scientists today say they look like, but I always love the artwork in these books. They had some like, pretty decent, especially when like they show like the dinosaurs fighting. Here's an Allosaurus fighting a Brachiosaurus. See, so yeah, there was this one, the giant dinosaurs, and then there was the flying. Oh damn it! I'm stopping my stop. There's one, the flying dragon. This one right here, the flying dragons, regarding the pterosaurs. So it goes into like the pterodactyls, the ramphorhynchus, and all sorts of other like the quetzalcoatluses and all that crap. Then you got the sea monsters, which goes into the sea dinosaurs. Again, awesome artwork. I love the artwork on these books. Um, and then finally, the last of the dinosaurs, which goes into if you believe in this stuff, the last millions of years or whatever of their existence before that great comet got them out of existence. So they say. Um, Again, that's if you believe in the evolutionary teachings of the giant dinosaurs. But KSSG, if only my good friend Elasma had somebody to contact me in private. If only he had my email address. Okay, Kizzy, you know what? Just for that, Kizzy, I'm gonna spam your email. I'm gonna spam it so much, Kizzy. You're gonna block me, Kizzy. You're gonna get blocked. You're gonna block me. You're gonna block me. You're so gonna block me, Kizzy. That was an open invitation for spam, Kizzy. And that's what you type their color form. I know you have your little super secret gay op group. I know you do. Your super secret gay op group against me. I know you do color form. I know you do. It doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. It shouldn't, but it doesn't. Well, I mean that it shouldn't, so therefore it doesn't. Is what I meant to say. So there. So I'm gonna draw the T Rex from the movie. Let me just bring this up here a little bit. There. Starting with the eye. Matt Venice, I saw in a comment section somewhere recently that dinosaurs look scary with their updated accuracy covered in feathers and whatnot. I disagree, but what are your thoughts about that? Well, dinosaurs are lizards. Lizards don't have feathers. That's just a modern. That is a modern propaganda by the atheistic community in the well, the atheistic sector of the science community or communitah that are trying to push the evolution stuff and push us away from like creation and you know God. And no, don't get me wrong. I know dinosaurs existed. They definitely existed, but they're not like they existed during like the pre-flood era where like everything was like kind of big. So yeah, I believe in dinosaurs. Don't get me wrong. Dinosaurs definitely existed, but not in the way evolutionists want you to believe in. So we're gonna probably have that conversation because I know some of you kind of hold to that. So it'll be an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting next couple of hours. I know it is. I'll read the chat in a second. I'm just trying to get a head start on the drawing. Carnosaur is a very bloody movie. They don't shy away on the gore. I mean, it's not the most gory film ever made. It's not the most gory. I don't even know if it's the most goriest, if it's the goriest dinosaur film ever made. But there was an attempt. So so let's see. So Tism Punisher says people evolve from peanuts. I have proof. You have nothing, Tism. You have nothing. You had nothing. Correct fashion. I know dinosaurs exist. When I saw Liam ride one. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Some person, a lot of that doesn't believe in evolution because he saw a picture of an ape and thought it was a mirror. Screw you, some person. Screw you. Mods, ban him right now. I want some person banned. Totally. Shane O'Sullivan, I saw creations videos on dinosaurs and it's the funniest shit ever. Those people are just wacko. Unfortunately, Shane O'Sullivan, I'm sorry, I'm speaking too fast. Unfortunately, Shane O'Sullivan, even in Christianity, when you get people that kind of like group themselves together in a community, and they tend to become locals themselves, unfortunately. So you're kind of not wrong to say that they might be wacko. Yeah, they can be. When shit gets like I don't know, when it gets centralized, doesn't matter what it is. Once it gets centralized, it becomes very what do you call it? Wackiness abounds. That's what I'm going to say. Wackiness abounds. So yeah, so that's where we're at with that. So I guess I'm just gonna draw I'm using like a template of the Tyrannosaur, but I'm gonna try to draw it my own little way because Tyrannosaurs are fun to draw, and one of my favorite Tyrannosaurs to draw. If I had to pick one that was my favorite, it would probably have to be the Last Dinosaur from with Richard Boone, produced by Super Mario Productions, which came out in 1977 and features Joan Van Ark. But that's a conversation for another day. But in 1993, people got treated to this movie, which is the other dinosaur film of 1993. In 1993, like that was a if you were a dinosaur fan in 93, that was an awesome year. That was definitely an awesome year because not only did we have Jurassic Park, but for those of you that remember, or maybe it was more local with me, but in 93, that's when Cinemax finally gave us the world, not the world, the American premiere of Godzilla versus Biollante. It was the first, if you don't count Godzilla 1985, we'll count it, but we'll say like the first post 1985 Heisei Godzilla film released legally in the states was Godzilla versus Biollante, and hold on, excuse me, one more time, one more time. Okay, no, I'm good. So that came out in '93 in the states, 4 years after its Japanese release. See, back in the '90s, like when they were making Godzilla films, we wouldn't get them till years later, and there was a whole thing with trying to look for a distributor, and there was like a whole kind of legal issues and what have you, and because Godzilla vs. Biollante was licensed to Miramax, but uh, Miramax never really properly released it until '93 on home video and then on cable TV. And that year, which was the year of Jurassic Park, also gave us the year of Godzilla vs. Biollante, and it was a magical summer for me. Not just with Jurassic Park, but with Godzilla vs. Biollante, and then I saw this movie, and obviously this movie would be the stepchild of dinosaur movies that year because Jurassic Park was Kino, and then Godzilla vs. Biollante was pretty fun to watch. So it was just an awesome summer, '93. And 1993 was an awesome summer for a lot of reasons for me. But I'm just sticking to the dinosaurs. aspect because um, that's what you people want me to talk about is dinosaurs, right? Dinosaurs. I'll read the chat in a second. I just want to just talk about this for a second and enjoy his this monster's. And yes, it's a monster because it's a horror film and it's a horror sci-fi movie, and they're not really like they're like genetically altered, so technically they are monsters. So they just are. I'm gonna color this too, so I won't get as detailed with the ink because I'm gonna color this up, and then gonna see about it making selling this at a con because fuck it, that's why. That's why. I'll read the chat in a little bit. So you guys are typing, don't worry, I'll catch up in the chat. I'll do the thing. I just wanna uh, just get some of this out of the way. But yeah, I've already started framing some of the more recent drawings. I bought some picture frames this past week, so I framed up some of the more recent drawings, and they'll be ready to be sold for some of the upcoming events I'm going to this summer. So that'll be fun to watch. It'll be fun to participate in, and I look forward to making some decent sales on it. We'll see how it goes, but I foresee some modicum of success. Yes, I do. I foresee it. Okay, let me just finish up with the mouth here. And this is gonna be bloody red because this takes place right around the time when the dinosaur uh clearly was engaging in some gore. So there will be some blood here for sure. Definitely some blood. Lots and lots. Well, not lots, but there will be some blood for sure. Hang there, chat. I'll get to you guys in a second. I'm just gonna just draw the jaw here. Then I'll take a quick break and read the chat and see what you guys are saying about me and if I gotta start blocking people. So okay, let me take a quick break right there. So you guys can see how this is looking. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to the chat. Okay. Carl Bunga Joe says Elasmat was 40 years old in 1993. You know, I was so nice to you, Carl Bunga Joe. You were one of the good ones. You really were, but you stabbed me in the heart with that one. Maz Panda says, even before the recent feather science, there were some species that were feathered even back in old books and studies like the Archaeopteryx. Very cool looking creatures. Yeah, the Archaeopteryx was a definitely a bird type of creature. Um, but I know for a fact, I don't not for a fact, but I know like the last few decades, and I noticed it starting in the '80s that there was a push to kind of connect dinosaurs with birds, and I know this movie kind of like does a play on that, but yeah, I mean reptiles are reptiles, reptiles are reptiles, birds are birds. You know, I used to have Dino Rider toys and the VHS collection, dinosaurs with freaking lasers. Oh, it says Kurt Flash. Yeah, Dino Riders was a cool cartoon, and I used to have the Tyrannosaurus Rex. That was an awesome toy. Very cool idea too. Very cool idea. Monomachus says praying mantis. I see it now. Good job. Fuck you, Monomachus. I'm sorry, Monomachy. Screw you, Monomachy. Screw you. Some bird says, so what happened to the puppet? Which one? There's lots of puppets. You gotta be specific. Shano Solo says at 90. He says 1993. I still remember the day I went to see Jurassic Park in the cinema with my parents at 8 years old. The memories, a time before franchise cinemas. Yeah, that was a good time back in the '90s, the early '90s, when you could go in and you just be in awe with movies. So, so anyway, Monomika says, "Oh no, I read that one. I ain't reading more of the same thing from your chat, Monomaki. I ain't reading it. How many times is the last guy gonna say 1993?" Says KSS. Does he have an early? onset dementia and is trying to remember the last time he had hair. That was in 2005 that I shaved my head. Don't age me. Don't age me. Anyway, pink dinosaur coming up. As Kara says, it's gonna be green like in the movie. Kisses, lots of green. That goes gecko, Kissy. You know, screw you, Kissy. Screw the hell you up. Screw you the hell up. Anyway, I'm going back to drawing. I think I'm caught up in the chat. Um, Let me just continue drawing. Yes, I said drawing. Okay, I did. I did. I said it. Okay, I said the thing. Go ahead and judge me. I don't care. You think I care? You don't care what people think? Judge me. Go ahead and judge me. Now I'm gonna draw his arms because you know he needs arms. I will say this though, like I mean he does have small arms, but they're not that small compared to like what we know Tyrannosaurus Rexes have. So, or some people call them Tyrannosaurus Chicken Rex, because the movie doesn't play on that. The movie plays on the whole dinosaur bird relation. So actually, this one isn't even this is not even a Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is a because this one has like an odd claw, very odd claw. As a matter of fact, the claw itself is pretty long. So let me make it longer on my end. There we go. Yeah, this is a very odd designs, but it's part of the charm of the Carnosaur dinosaurs. Very part of the charm. Very part. Did I say very part? I did. Yeah, this dinosaur has a unique look to it. Very distinct. But I still think they should have went with the suitmation. They definitely should have went with suitmation. Yeah, this one's gonna be a very weird because I'm drawing based on the puppet. The puppet is not the most. It's weird looking. It is definitely a weird looking puppet, and you can't help but like just make it just groan at times and how silly it can look. And I get the thing because as I was telling people when we was watching it, I was like, you know what? If they went with the suitmation instead, I would argue it'd be a far better received movie because they couldn't afford the CGI, of course, and stop motion would have taken too long, and I don't think they would have had the budget for stop motion. So they should have went the summation route, and I think the film would have been a lot better going the summation route. It definitely would have been better for it, but they said no. We're gonna let John Buechler, the creative special effects director of the movie, we're gonna let him just do his thing, and we're gonna give him a little bit of money, and let's see what he can create. And he created some very weird looking puppets. I mean, I'm glad he used practical effects. Not that I bemoan Jurassic Park for not using it. I mean, Jurassic Park did use practical effects. A lot, actually, I think a good 70% of the dinosaur footage was practical. So people don't understand the CGI in Jurassic Park was only used nominally in some scenes. A lot of it was either animatronics or puppetry. Like the raptor scenes, most of those were animatronics. They weren't CGI. Only in some shots were they CGI. The shots where they're you see them in full body chasing after the kids, that was CGI. You know, as far where they're like going after the Tyrannosaurus Rex, that was CGI. But the close-up shots were all animatronic. Even some shots like the shots of like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, not Tyrannosaurus, the Triceratops that was sick. That was a completely animatronic. Yeah, and some shots of the Tyrannosaurus Rex were also animatronic. The close-ups were animatronic. There were some shots that really showed how they blended the animatronics with the CGI. It was done very masterfully, very masterfully. And it's like with it's a lost art now because everything's so reliant on CGI. And everything is reliant on CGI. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll read y'all's chat in a second. Let me just uh and like I said, this he has a very weird uh, body design, but it's not stable. But this is how it more or less would look because it's just not stable. And if you see the box art for it, it really shows how clunky the animatronic looked. It is a very clunky looking dinosaur, very clunky looking. So that is one of the main knocks of the film is the dinosaur does not look as convincing as it should, or dinosaurs. Remember, there's Deinonychus and then the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But just like Jurassic Park, the movie does play on the whole genetic alteration of dinosaur DNA to bring them to existence. It's a little different in this movie, but it's just interesting that the two dinosaur films in 1993 both tampered with the idea of genetically altering dinosaurs for their existence or their for their um, what do you call it? Their resurrection. So I'll read y'all's chat in a second. No, I haven't forgotten. Just give me a second. Give me a second, and I'll see what you spirit checkers got to say. I'll be there in a second. I would hope that it will be productive chats, but knowing you people, they're probably just mean chats, and you're not even talking about the film, and you're just trying to say shit about me and trying to body shame me and be all racist and trying to get my channel struck with your indefensible towers. Like I know how you guys roll, and if it was for me talking about the movie, no one would know what the stream is about. They would just be like, "Oh, it's a stream of consciousness. It's some guy just yapping away at nothing, or he's not yapping at all because he's too busy quietly drawing and not paying attention to the chat." But I do pay attention to my chat. I respect my chat. I like my chat. Except when you guys chuck your spears, then I have no choice but to hate you. And I have to hate you because it's a just and holy thing to do. I must hate you because you hate me first. But it's okay. I forgive you. I I I agape you people. Okay, you understand that, right? You guys are agape. I agape you. That's my gift to you people. I agape you. So anyway, let me see what the chat is saying. Let's go up a little bit. Mazzapana asks, Aladdin, if anybody would know, it would be you. There was a stop motion claymation movie from early days of film with a T Rex fighting a Triceratops. I can't remember the name of it. Are you talking about? Okay, so if you're talking about the T Rex fighting a Triceratops, that would have to be 1 million years BC with Raquel Welch with stop motion effects by Ray Harryhausen. So that's what you're talking about. The one with Raquel Welch, 1 million years BC. So let me just make sure. I'm just confirm that that's what I'm talking about because that is the film that has a T Rex and a Triceratops battling, where Raquel Welch and the cave guy are like, stuck in the rocks, watching the beast fighting each other. Let's see here. Michael Bancroft, what's going on? He says Jurassic Park was the first time I ever had a girl held a girl's hand. It was a very sweaty affair. Yeah, that's disgusting. I can't believe I read that. Michael, there's people in the chat who are probably too young to know about carnal knowledge. Can we please keep it PG rated? There's no carnal knowledge discussions here in the chat. I have to keep it PG rated. I must. I have to keep it family friendly. So, um, KSS says Michael Bancroft. Did she turn to her? Oh, damn it, damn it, KSS. He says she turned to her husband and asked, "What's this kid with me? Why is this kid with me with the with the big heart?" Oh, I screwed it up. Forget it. Never mind. I'm not reading anymore. I butchered it. So KSS says, "Tell us about the movie. Give us a summary." Okay, I was talking about it earlier, but you wanted to trick spears at me, Kissy. So you ready to listen or not? So Diane Lane is a mad scientist who is intent on bringing back dinosaurs. She has a hatred for mankind. So she creates a virus that gets women pregnant, right? And these pregnant women end up giving birth to like globs of little dinosaurs, and it kills them. So they not only give birth to these weird little dinosaurs, but they end up dying, which causes a depopulation of the female species, and therefore, because of that, men can procreate, and that leads to like the depopulation. That's Diane Lane's mad plan. So Mass Pandas, thank you. I will definitely look that up. That scene has been in my head since I saw it on TV as a kid. But I had no idea what it was years later when I thought about it. So yeah, so that's Diane Lane's madcap plan. Is she wants to bring about the age of the dinosaurs, and she uses like a virus type of thing to usher in their their um their reemergence. So she's a mad scientist. That's all you gotta know. She's a mad scientist. Therefore, she's gonna be doing crazy things. But Diane Lane, I talked about this earlier in the stream. Diane Lane is the mother of Laura Dern from Jurassic Park. So it's funny how that works out. Uh, like mother, like daughter, right? So the daughter is. I'm gonna use this different color. The daughter is in the bigger blockbuster film, but the mother got a. You could tell like Diane Lane had a lot of fun playing the role because she took it very seriously. So she definitely enjoyed playing the mad scientist role. I can use a darker green. Hold on. I'm just debating which greens to use. I'm trying to go let's see. This one is okay, so there we go. So I'm gonna use this combo. I think that's gonna be the combo I'm gonna use. Or should I use no, there we go. That's the combo I'm gonna use. Okay, there we go. I found my combo. I found my green combo, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, no, actually no wait. I should use this one. Because this is more turquoise. There we go. There we go. That's much better. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm going to war with that. That's what I'm going to war with this combo right here. So there we go. So yeah, there we go. You guys didn't see the war I was going through. Benzinga's in the chat. What's going on, Benzinga? How you doing? Speaking of soldiers, very dinosaurs. Has anyone ever heard of the primitive war? I don't know. I only ever saw the first Jurassic Park, says Michael Baker, not any of the others. Yeah, I think that's the only one you need to see. Lost World was kind of fun, but you could tell it was a cash grab. Jurassic Park 3, I have yet to see because it was a film that was clearly meant to just cash in on something. And Jurassic Park 3 was actually made without a script. I believe it was a script. The script was being developed as they were shooting it. So, so yeah, there you go. Um, so as a result, I never bothered to see it. I know that it's famous for like the Spinosaurus and the Spinosaurus versus Tyrannosaurus Rex fight, which a lot of the Tyrannosaurus Rex fans didn't like because Tyrannosaurus Rex jobs to the Spinosaurus. But it wasn't this like infallible creature either. So like Tyrannosaurus Rex fans gotta like chill out. The Spinosaurus does deserve its day in the sun too. So you gotta be a little. I don't know. You gotta be a little how you say open and charitable. Spinosaurus does deserve its day in the hay. You gotta do that. So I'm just testing this stripe looking thing here. Just to see how it looks. I may add another color on top of it, so we'll see. We'll see how it okay. 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 I'll read the chat in a second. You know how I do. I'll read the chat in a second. Um so like I know you guys have been enjoying my documentaries, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because uh there was something that Ethan said about like Christianity and Genesis and how he didn't believe in the creation account and the ark was not provable and all that stuff, and I'm like it'll be a fun video to make disproving that because I actually enjoy creation science. Like I really do enjoy it because it really does add another layer of Genesis, the book of Genesis. So I'm looking forward to doing that video. Because there's actually a lot of controversy with regards to like the studies of um the fossil record. There's some politics there regarding the fossil record and attempts to keep certain caves and excavations closed off for further discovery. Yeah, there's a lot of like discussions by like scientists who talked about how certain caves are closed off because some of the findings in those caves disproves the fossil record. And then and then you go into like things like well is the flood real? Well, I mean, there is a lot of like Sumerian records and Chinese records of a worldwide flood. That'll be fun to go into. And it'll be a fun video to do. Like there's a lot of science that I remember years ago, like years. Like it was fascinating reading up on it. And just the science of it all was just fun. It was just fun to watch and learn about. And it's like, you know what? Science does not contradict the Bible. It doesn't contradict the Bible. It really doesn't. Some people want to say it does, but it doesn't. When you prove science, you actually can prove the Bible. For example, um, a lot of people didn't really know about bone marrow or bone marrow research until years later. But then it was like the Bible talked about it first. Bone marrow research was well known by people who studied the Bible, and it's like it predicted the research that went into bone marrow. And there's also a psalm that talks about the circle of the earth for those that are like holding on to like the flat earth theory. Yes, yes, I don't believe in a flat earth. So flat earthers suffer. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. Lots of lots and lots of discussion to be had on those things. But yeah, that's a video I would love to do. That for me will be a fun video to do. I think there's gonna be a lot of appeal on that. Before I continue recoloring, let me go ahead and read the chat for a second. Let me scrub a little bit here. I'm gonna scrub a little bit to the chat. Okay. Okay. Diane Lane is the mother of Laura Dern, says Cass. Yeah, I said that like 3 times, Cass says, but you want to take credit for shit. You really do. and Bruce Dern shot John Wayne and the Cowboys. What's your point? My point, Kizzy, is I know things. I know things, Kizzy. I'm smart, and that bothers you, but I'm smart. Mm, that's a good drink. Very good drink. Francis Kirk says Jurassic Park 3 is when they started making up fake dinosaurs. No, Spinosaur's a real dinosaur. The Spinosaur is a real dinosaur. But you're right. That they're, I'm glad you said it because if you the later Jurassic Park movies and then all the fiction, they really just started making up some weird dinosaur that doesn't exist. It's like yeah, now they're just putting shit together and claiming and just calling it a weird name. Like you'll take like a part of a Triceratops and a part of a pterodactyl and call it like Spelunkosaurus. They're doing that now. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's good for selling toys, but it's just they're making shit up now. Let's see. Massive Panda says, my wife and I watched Jurassic Park 3 recently, and it's a huge downgrade from the first two. Not enough characters to articulate how underwhelming the shot scenes and movie overall were. Yeah, because it wasn't really written before it was shot. It was like being written as it was shot. So they were just like making shit up as they were going along. And people kind of caught on to that, but there were people that still like it. So Kismet says, I remember watching Jurassic Park Lost World, and when the gymnastics kid used her gymnast skills, that was lame. The whole movie was lame. Why, last man? Why did you insist they make it? I didn't insist nothing, Kismet. I insisted nothing. I was fine with just Jurassic Park being a lone film, but they saw the bucks and they said we got to make sequels. We got to make billions off of it. And were they wrong? No, because they still make money off of it. It's 2026, and they're still making money off the Jurassic Park movies. But I will say it kind of has you know removed my joy of dinosaur films. So I just go back to the old school films, the Ray Harryhausen movies. Go back to those. Um, Henry Thrun says, "Amen." How's it going, Henry Thrun? Good seeing you in the chat. Francis Kirk says, "I'm a firm believer in the creation theory, the Bible, and God. I just know the truth of many things won't be revealed until we enter the promised land." Yeah, I believe that. I don't think we're gonna know everything in this mortal coil, and I do believe once you enter the kingdom of God and in Christ, you'll know everything that you need to know, and everything that there is to know. The truth will be fully revealed. We'll get pieces of the truth in this life, but there will be debates on what is the truth in terms of the finer points. Let's see. Phil and someone says, "Why is the last man extra quiet?" Sussy volume levels. No, I think I'm pretty loud. I think so. But anyway, let me continue on. But I'm getting compliments for my striping, so that's good. That's a good thing, right? I think that's a good thing. I think I'm good, chat. Okay, I don't care what Christopher says. I think I'm good. I think I'm really good. But yeah, I'm gonna add more color drawings to my repertoire so that I can sell more of these at the cons and at other events. I got at least two events scheduled this month. I got one coming up in May. In May, we're in May. Good night. One coming up this next weekend. No, this weekend. This weekend I'll be at a con this weekend. So there's that. And I have one at least in July, but I'll be scheduling more. Um, I do have to add though that due to some tomfoolery, I won't have a table in Heroes Con this year. I'm gonna try to plan to go regardless, but not as a vendor. I'll be going as a guest. So and yeah, I'll be bringing some stuff. So like if I happen to run into somebody that wants to say buy a book from me or some artwork, I'll have those with me. I mean, I can't do it on the vendor floor because that's against terms and services. But like, if we like hang out or something afterwards, and or if you see me after the con and you want to buy something from me, yeah, I'll absolutely will have stuff available to sell. So I already bought some picture frames that I'm gonna, or not that I'm going to, but I've already done it. I've already started to frame some of my drawings from the past draw streams. So been working on that. Hmm. Oh, I was wondering. I didn't. I know you use a green, not a yellow. Okay. Okay. I think using the not or rather not erasing the pencil marks does add to the skin texture of the creature. So I think it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep that like that. It's pretty nice. So yeah, Carnosaur had two sequels. There was a Carnosaur 2, which I thought I remember seeing. I don't know if I ever saw it, but it was well received by people. Those that kind of like Carnosaur 1 liked Carnosaur 2 better, and those that didn't like Carnosaur 1 kind of were tolerant of Carnosaur 2. So Carnosaur 2 does seem to be like a objectively a better film from all that I'm hearing. So I'll be checking that out. Not so much for the Monday Monster Moratorium, but just on the side, and then that way I'll have something to talk about down the road or some shit like that. Because God forbid you people offer any kind of seriousness, because I know you're just not good like that. You're definitely not good like that, and I get it. Just doing some scaling on the creature. Let me bring him down. Actually, let me put the light on. Put the light on for him. There we go. That way I can bring the camera down more. There we go. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. I think we're good. Some persons those nostrils seem off. They probably are. They probably are. Let's see here. Phil and someone says, "Where does Raptor stream now? Rumble or Kick? I've been meaning to track it down, but I prefer staying on YouTube." He does like the 1 hour. No, he does like the 20 minutes on YouTube. So if you're a sub to his YouTube, he'll go live on YouTube, but he'll do it for 20 minutes, and then he'll transfer the stream over to Rumble. So he'll kill the feed on YouTube, and it'll still go on Rumble. So, um, but there's a move to Rumble anyway. There's like a mass migration to Rumble now, and it's I think it's going to be inevitable that more people just like go to Rumble now. Like Rumble still has certain things that lack the convenience that YouTube does. Like I don't think Rumble has an app yet, like an official app. So like you gotta watch Rumble. Like if you have a phone, you gotta watch Rumble on your like a browser, which can be kind of annoying. So there's that. It is kind of annoying. Current fashion, Fanacho said he's a better artist than me today than Elasmat. LOL, Lamel, Raffle even. Um. Okay. Well, I mean, more power to him, I guess. I don't know. Like, you know, I guess I don't know. Like, I haven't seen his drawings, so I don't know. Does he even draw? I don't know. Like, I haven't seen it. So, but knowing Fanacho, he's probably just trolling too. So who knows? See, I don't get really worked up in who's a better artist than me, or people don't like my art. Here's the thing, Kirk, and I already come to peace with this. Like, people that like my stuff are gonna like my stuff. This isn't about like me trying to be like anybody else. Because if I try to be like anybody else, then it's monotonous and it's boring, and I become a clone. You know what I'm saying? I become a clone, and that's the thing that a lot of people have not figured out is, if everybody drew like the same way, then nobody's really special. Nobody's really an artist because we're just copying each other. And I can safely say that I'm not really copying anybody. I'm inspiring from people. I inspired from people. Like uh, Bruce Tim inspires me. Um, for example, he's one of my inspirations. But I don't think I want to try to be like anybody. Like, I'll get pointers here or there, but I'm not going to try to be like anybody. That's just not going to be my. That's just not going to be me. So the thing is, I seen Carnosaur 2. I like 2 out of the other Carnosaur films. I can recommend you Carnosaur 2. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be in that mindset that Carnosaur 2 is the better of the three. So what's up, Richard Embry? Welcome to the chat. He goes, "Hail Lava." Richard Embry just finished his first short horror film. He's going to premiere it this week. So if you haven't subbed to his channel, sub to it because he's going to premiere it. We're going to check out his first horror film. He's going into, well, he's not going to, he's been into the filmmaking, but he's forsaking the retardation of this scene and actually creating stuff. And I say I'm all for that. So totally all for that, especially films. Like, as a fellow filmmaker, I'm all for that. So shout out to you, Richard Embry, for that. Um, Kirk Fashy says the key is to get your audience to go with you. A problem for small creators. Yeah, it is, and that's a challenge. But here's the thing. Sorry about that. There's the other thing too, though. The other caveat to that is Rumble might have a better engagement rate than YouTube, so you actually might be able to find like new people that could follow you. So there's that. So you take your small audience and then build with a new audience in Rumble. Gieford says Rumble is retarded. Kick has an app. Rumble is going to die out on that fact alone. Okay, so yeah, so Kick so that's one area that Kick has over Rumble. So there's that. That's true. Wiggle Worms with Rumble sucks. Okay, not many fans of Rumble here. Um, let's see. So Kirk Faction says with AI. Oh, sorry, that's KSS. KSS Kissy. With AI demonetizing and the quartering striking, there's a lot of starting. Oh, sorry. With a quartering striking, a lot of starting Rumble and Kick. Problem with Kick is the stream is deleted after 30 days. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. So Mazepana says YouTube did this to themselves. Based on what I'm seeing, the corporate overlords are trying to turn this platform into a mainstream entertainment site. I'm tired of seeing Jimmy Kimmel in my feed. Yeah, I don't see him in my feed. I tried. If I did, I'd block it because fuck Jimmy Kimmel. He's a piece of shit. But yeah, that's been a move for the longest time for YouTube. They're definitely trying to do the streaming thing. So, and someone rightfully said that YouTube is going to become the bastard child of streaming, because really with Netflix and Hulu, or what's left of Hulu, I guess, um, YouTube is going to be probably like in the bottom feed in terms of streaming, or yeah, like looking for your favorite movies or TV shows. Nail Bunny says Rumble has an app. Actually, oh, they do. Okay, is 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 the Rumble app on the Google Play Store, or is it like on their website? That'd be interesting to know. So, yeah, that would be fascinating to know if that was the case. So, anyway, let me continue on with my glorious piece. Looking pretty good so far, I think. Surprised by it. I sometimes I doubt myself, but it's looking pretty good. It is looking pretty good. So, I have to give it to myself. I feel good about myself. I like myself. I'm confident in myself. Let me use the darker green for this, because and just experimenting with like how to apply like colors in certain parts, and playing around with lighting, shading, tonal variations, like just it's been fun to do. My thing fell. Here we go. Okay. I've just erased a little bit of the pencil, not too much of it. Oh wait, there we go. Okay. So I think it's coming out pretty good. If you guys don't think so, well, tough. It's coming out good, and I like it. I believe in me. I believe in me. So Richard Emery says I inspired him to movies. Hail to you, my friend. Hail to you. Um, Let me do some blood on him. We're gonna use a combination of red and black for this, so I'm gonna just go ahead and coloring the teeth in. I'm also gonna be coloring above it to indicate the sloppiness of this creature's eating habits. I'm gonna color in, or rather darken in, the tongue on this side. Let me make sure you guys can see it before I continue on. Okay. Phil on someone says a pretty good raptor. I dig it. Well, this is actually a T Rex, but if you watch Carnosaur, like they kind of the designs aren't the most accurate, which is why again I think they should have probably gone the summation route. They probably would have gotten a bit more accurate with it, but um, as I was saying, why am I so quiet? Probably right. Why am I so quiet? Right. Well, it happens. Like when I'm drawing on stream, I'll go a little quiet and I'm focusing on something. But that's why I say to you, I will read the chat in a bit. I will definitely read the chat in a bit. So don't worry. I haven't forsaken you. I have not forsaken thee. Carl Fascist, what did you do with Helmet, Prine, and Einberg? Well, Prine and Einberg, they have their movie nights on Monday nights with they do like the whole anime thing Monday night. So as a result, they'll lurk in the chat, but they can't be available on the panel. And Helmet's got real life stuff that he's dealing with right now, so for that reason, he does not co-streaming with me. But he'll either hang in the chat or he'll lurk. But yeah, he's got to take care of real stuff. So, and I get it. Just like with our good friend Wiggle, who suffered an injury with his shoulder, and he's taking time off from streaming. It's like, yeah, absolutely, take care of that, man. Don't worry about streaming right now, especially in this space. Like this space is so stupid. It's so immature and so like destructive and chaotic. And like if we're creatives, right? If we're creatives and you got to deal with all the nonsense that we've been dealing with with all the just absolutely unprofessional behavior and the harassment and all that stuff. It's like it kills the creative spirit. You gotta just walk away from it for a bit. Take a time out and just focus on real life and there's a lot of stuff to be had in real life that you could just find inspiration from. And I talk about this in my indie comic outlier streams. Like you don't have to depend on the internet for a success. I mean it you can use it, but you don't have to depend on it. You can find success in your local communities and make a name for yourself that way. You know, you just gotta be familiar with your settings and then make the most of it and go with that. So Let me see. Hold on. So it's straight. I don't know what you mean by straight, but let me see. I gotta turn the camera then. So there you go. There you go. Okay. I just put it closer to the point of focus so you guys can see what I'm doing with the drawing. But there you go. There's the head so far. Feeling almost intended dinosaur confusion aside, it's a great piece. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Kansas says, rest in peace, Wiggle's shoulder. It needs a rest. It definitely does. He needs a rest for sure. Giver says, Helmut dying. He's dying of something. Maybe the AIDS. I don't know, but he's fine. He's just taking care of real life stuff. That's all. Candy Face says, do you think my good friend Wiggle's shoulder will be healthy by Cedar Point season? He said it won't be. He said he won't go to Cedar Point. That's the biggest tragedy of it all, is Wiggle's not going to Cedar Point. Like that right there is that is how you know the Communitah is being ruptured. If Wiggleford can't go to Cedar Point, it's over. Like, what's the point of it all? Lady Shadowban says hi, by the way, for all you folks out there. Yeah, she's oh yes. Her birthday was this past weekend. I gave her a good birthday, guys. I bought her a nice gift. I did. It wasn't a spa date, but it was close to it. So she loves my gift. I spoiled her with my gift. And we had good Mexican food. So it was so good that her mom thought that I was making it because she said to her mother, "Hey mom, yeah, we had Mexican food," and her mom said, "Oh, did Alberto actually make you food?" And I'm like, "It's okay. Depending on who you talk to, I'm either Mexican or Puerto Rican, so it's fine." Yeah, she's like, I got stereotyped. I'm like, it's fine, depending on who you talk to, I'm either Mexican or Puerto Rican. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. I'm a simple person. Hail to the chats. I haven't forgotten you. I'm just again, I'm going to my little mold where I just color and I forget. Not forget, I just have to focus on this. Let's see here. Some person, Shelby Robertson does another draw stream. His channel is American Discord. All right. KS says, Wiggle isn't going to Cedar Point. This is an emergency. It is an emergency, KS says. He said he can't go to Cedar Point. Exactly. Paul Lambert says, Elasma, you're Uruguayan. That's new. I thought you knew one. I don't know. Okay, well, there you go. Did you take Lady Shadowban to the spa? No, you took her to Taco Bell. No, I took her to an actual Mexican joint. It was real Mexican. Absolutely real Mexican, okay? Okay, Kissy? Alright? Christopher? Am I allowed, Kissy? Am I allowed? Probably not, because you hate me. I think you do. It's okay, though, because I can judge you. And yeah, I am going to judge you, Kissy. You're getting judged. And I'm gonna enjoy it. And I'm gonna feel righteous about it. And you know what? There's nothing you can do about it. Because it's the right thing for me to do. Is to judge you. The absolute right thing. Because if I don't do it, then it's not gonna get done, and that's not right. It has to get done, and I'm going to do it. I'm absolutely going to do it, and you can't stop me, Kizzy. You cannot stop me. You think you can, but you cannot. Nice try, but you're not going to be able to do it. I do admire your spirit, though. Your spirit is admirable, but it's just not going to work. I'm adding some minute stippling on the green stripes, or the dark green stripes, to help it stand out more. Okay. This one's gonna sell really good. I know it is. I do make sure you guys can see the arm. Oh, you can't see the arm. So there you go. Okay. Yeah. Drawing what appears to be stripes on the arm here. On his otherwise fucked up arm. It definitely looks fucked up. Not because I drew it, but rather because that's how it was designed by the puppetry of the film. That's how it was done. Kaya says, as my good friend Elasma, may I suggest some person for a wrench on your channel? He's a link sharer. I'm gonna let the chat. Okay, you know here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let the chat vote on this. So, because he did ask. So, shall I wrench some person? Let me ask you guys in the chat. Shall I wrench? So I know he's been here for a minute. So he does hang out quite often. So I'll let you on the chat decide. This is a people's chat, which means you all got to put your spears down for this one. Okay, so there you go. Start poll. Okay, the poll's there. It's been set. So go ahead and vote. Shall some person get wrenched or not? Since KSS offered a sincere um, recommendation. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to continue drawing it. No, Tomothy. I asked about some person, not you, Tomothy. You're in the ban zone. You don't get wrenched. You got a lot of hoopla, Tomothy. A lot of hoopla. For reals. Anyway. So y'all vote in the chat. Y'all vote in the poll while I continue doing a little more drawing here. Can you make sure you guys can see the arm? Okay, yeah, you should be able to. Okay, as long as you can see it, it's fine. Don't mean to be silent. I'm just, yeah, like I said, I get a little focused on when I'm coloring. So don't be offended. Is what I'm trying to say. Just don't do it. Elazabeth, how do you plan on interacting with members of the community at Heroes without table availability? Will you just roam the artist alley floor, or will you just post up at someone else's table? You'll see me at some relevant tables. Like whoever's like there, like you'll see me around. If you're looking for me, you should be around. I mean, I'll probably post on X if you follow me on X. If not, it's fine. But I like Von Coleman will be there, so I may hang out on his table for a bit. He'll be there with Bats. I may hang out with them for a bit. I'm allowed. I'm a minority. I could do that. If you say no, that's racist. You gotta accommodate me. I'm tired of with the supremacy and shit. No, I'm allowed. I can do that. I bring diversity. Diversity is allowable. I'm very diverse. So yeah, I may hang around. Not hang around, but I'll pass by like maybe Von Sable, Bats' table. Well, they're gonna share a table probably, but I'll pass by them for a bit. Um, if I see Mike S. Miller, I'll probably hang out there for a bit too. Um, but if you're gonna go by Shane Davis' table, I most likely will not be there because Shane Davis is a is a energy succubus, so that won't be happening for me. Plus, I hear he likes to record people and engage them in fights, so that won't be that won't be a thing for me. So no, I won't be hanging with a Shannon Davis. I won't be there. But yeah, you'll see me there, hanging around there. Um, but here's the thing. That's pending, by the way. My going there is pending because I have no clue what's going to happen with the gas situation and the stupidity that's going on with the stupid war in Iran right now, and like all that shit with the Strait of Hormuz, whatever. I don't care. Um, with the gas prices rising, and now you got the shit with the fertilizer. Now that's a thing too with the fertilizer crisis. Although that's been a thing since 2022 when the whole Russian Ukraine war happened, but still, this shit with Iran is not helping. It's actually making things worse. So if gas prices goes incredibly up by that point of Heroes Con, I'm not gonna be able to go because I'm gonna spending way too much money on gas just get there. So and I'm already being a little too nice just thinking about it with the gas price as it is now. Like you know what I'm saying? But like I gotta give myself a what do you call it? A cap. You know, because if I'm not gonna have a table to share, that means I'm not gonna be able to make any money that I'll make would be off the convention, not on the convention floor, but it'll be like any hangouts or whatever. So and plus Charlotte is there's already a hotbed for criminals with the stupid activist judges releasing criminals prematurely now. So it's very not a safe place, but I was okay with risking it as long as I didn't have to pay ridiculous gas prices. But now that's a thing now, so we gotta wait and see. I would like to go. I mean, I want to hang out with a lot of people that were there and go to their dinners and just have healthy conversations and healthy engagement. But right now, we gotta think practically. And I'm gonna make up a lot of that money that I would have made at HeroesCon by doing a lot of the local conventions this summer. So I'm gonna be really going down on a lot of those and attending those. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing too. And Lady Shot been trying to be. I'm gonna be looking into prints for the artwork I'm doing, and so like if I sell the original, I'm still gonna have like a scanned copy of it, and I can make prints off of those. So we're gonna look into that as well. So yeah, so big things are going on in our sphere of the internet, and I do plan on my little spot, my little circle on the internet. Yes, a little spot where there's not much drama, just me, hanging out, making some stupid looking cartoon drawings, pissing off quote unquote pros because I dare draw not according to their liking, even though they were a fan of my stuff until they decided not to be a fan because they're frauds. But I'm still gonna do what I do. But I do challenge myself, so it's not like I'm gonna just draw a certain way and that's gonna stay with me. No, I challenge myself. As a matter of fact, Pumpkin War Patch issue number 3, it's gonna look different in terms of like some of the line work and the character design. Trust when I say I do challenge myself. So you're gonna see a progression of the art with each issue of Pumpkin War Patch. And before I continue on, let me go to the poll. Let me see what's going on with the poll. So how many people vote? Okay, we only got 9 votes. How many people watching the stream? Hold on. There's 13 people watching and only 9 votes. Okay, I need to get one more vote in there. One more vote in there. Well, fuck it, because it's already overwhelming. So some person is gonna get wrenched. It looks like 89% said yes. We'll wrench some person. Okay, some person. So I guess we'll wrench. What? Okay, so she counts too. Okay, some person. So there you go. So I'm gonna wrench you now. So you're gonna become a moderator, stand-up moderator. So now you can post links. So there you go. Congrats. So some person is now a link dropper now. She's become one of the link droppers. No great gold room. I'm not shaking Shane's hand because he's probably carrying diseases and other stuff, and who knows where that hand has been. I'd rather not. So I don't want any diseases. Um, Tomothy says, I wish I could go to shake and call Shannon a pussy. Well, I mean, you could super chat him, call him that. I don't know. But anyway, you could sell in the stall a lot, says some person. You mean the bathroom? Because that a lot of traffic in the bathrooms. That's actually not a bad idea. Um, no, Tomothy. Okay. I saw you wrote that Tomothy. You're banned. Oh, well, you already are banned. What am I saying? You're in the ban zone. So yeah. Giefer says Trump became George W. Bush number two. Yeah, he did. If he lived through Iraq, this is familiar territory, unfortunately. So here we are. Um, some persons. Oh yeah, some persons. Thank you. Okay, yeah, some person's first comment as a wrench. So use the wrench wisely. Some person. I don't give them out often. I'm very conservative with my wrenches, so use it wisely. Well. I mean, you you did certain favors for me, so that's what. Yes, yes. No, no, you're my love. Come on, you're my love. You are. I'm gonna ignore the chat for a second, so I can just do catch up on a little bit of the drawing here. But I'll get to the. You guys know how I do. I read the chat. You know how I do. Okay, so that's not. Don't act like I'm not gonna read the chat. I absolutely will. I think I do a good job of catching up with it, or something. I don't know. Yes, I do. Excuse me. If you see the drawing, actually, let me put the camera on. Aim the camera. If you see the drawing, you notice that one arm is longer than the other. It's a perspective thing. So, and like I said, I'm drawing according to how it's designed in the movie. It's not the most again, not the most accurate in terms of dinosaur designs. So I'm just going by how it will look in the movie. But I love playing with the variations of greens in this one. One thing you can say about my drawings is I don't lightbox it, and I certainly as fuck don't trace it. Like I do a lot of hand-eye coordination with my drawings, and then to give myself as much freedom as possible, I just wing it in some spots. Just because at the end of the day, the drawings are my drawings. It's gotta be mine. It's gotta have my signature. Like yesterday, I was at a farmer's market, and there was a shop there, an artist, good stuff. Like he had a lot of good drawings, some really kick-ass drawings. And I saw there was a couple that were like hyper photorealism, which I know is a thing. That it definitely is a thing, and people do buy that stuff. But like for me, I just won't do photorealism. I just won't do it because it's not. I really want to like do the whole. I just want to draw freehand, mistakes, everything along with it. Angela Curry in the chat. What's going on, Angela? It's funny. Angela shows up when we're talking about Shannon Davis. It's funny how she just shows up when it's actually got an alert going on. Oh wait, they're talking about Shannon. Oh, I'm there. I'm there. She says. But yeah. Welcome to the stream, Angela. Actually, you know who was in Heroes Con last year? Jason Bascom of Unhinged Entertainment. I didn't get a chance to speak to him then. So if I see him, if I go to Heroes Con and I see him, I'm gonna definitely go up and say hi to him and hang out with him for a bit. So like if you're looking for me, I'll either be with Von Coleman and Bats. I'll be with Mike S. Miller probably if he has a table. I'll probably hang out with Jason Bascom if he shows up there. So I'll have options, plenty of options. Let's see. Some person's dropping the links. Topicless live. Unhinged. That's right. I was talking about Jason Bascom and he's dropping it. There you go. You're on point. Some person, you're on point. They're actually were right about you. Dropping those links. Hail. And I'm okay. I'm okay if you guys want to promote here. Trust me, I'm okay with that. Like if you come here, you're comfortable to promote here your stuff. That's fine. I'm okay with that. As far as I didn't give Timothy a wrench, but if you guys can find his stuff, his Melvin books, if you guys can find Melvin number 4 or number 5, wherever we're at with that, post a link in the chat. Because Timothy is a creator of the Melvins. That's right, he's the leader of the Melvins. So we have to promote him too. And Colin Lampic, if you're still here, drop your global links link for Emerald Man, which you can read for free digitally if you're into that. Which a lot of the young kids are. They're into that stuff. Um, I gotta read Emerald Man. I haven't finished reading Omega Girl by Twitless. I gotta get to that, and I gotta finish reading Phenomenova because I got a couple issues. Got to read of that, and then Puppet by J.D. Kirby. I gotta read that too. I haven't forgotten J.D. Kirby with Puppet. So, a lot of stuff I gotta read. A lot of stuff, not just like comics, but um, books and magazines. Like yesterday at the market, I got this. Let me just show this up. So I bought this for like $5. This was a pretty cool buy. But it's Scary Monsters magazine, issue number 13, and it goes into like Gorgo and Gremlins. And I was just peeping it, and I'm like, yeah, this is some good stuff in here. So I bought this at the at the farmers market. Good condition too. So I want to sit down and read that. And then I bought a book. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, I put it behind me. Bought this for like $7. It's called John Stanley's Revenge of the Creature Features Movie Guide. This goes up to 1988, which I'm okay with, I guess, because I like movie books, reference books that talks about the classic or the older films. But yeah, this is a reference book, like an encyclopedia of horror fantasy movies that have creatures in them and stuff. So that'll be fun to read as well. Some person says with the CG breakup, I think links help form a new comics community. So yeah, I'm all for forming a new community, but like a network thing, not like a group. So no groups. I'm just cool with networking. And if you do your own thing, that's cool. I'm cool with that. So but I think groups are lame and gay now, so we're just gonna just do our own thing. And if you're a creator, you're doing something, and you're cool, we'll network with you, and that's it. We'll just network, and then we'll go off and do our own thing, and we'll leave you alone, and that's it. And if there's opportunities to help each other, sure, absolutely, I'll take that opportunity. But no more group labels, no more like centralized stuff like that. Like I'm just not doing that no more. And I'm fine with that. And trust me, I don't need your y'all's promotions. Like if I'm not gonna hold you, not that I won't take it. I'll definitely take your promotion if you're offering it, but I won't ask of it of you. I won't expect it. Because contrary to popular belief, I'm not critical of a certain comic book movie because I didn't get promotion. That's a BS bullshit line. That's clearly not. I you can expose my DMs and you'll see that I never pestered people for promotions. Like I'll ask one time, and if I get an answer or no answer, to me I take the hint, I move forward, and that's it. I just do my own thing. And I was forming my own thing. I was doing people are starting to like become familiar with me. Last met the guy with the weird shape. I don't have a weird shaped skull, but I'm just saying they call me the guy with the weird shaped skull, and I drew Beast Citizen books with Road Warrior Drake, and I became the thing that most people don't. I became a brand, and people become familiar with me. So, yeah. Andrew says YouTube is broken. I can't go back and listen. Oh, okay. Yeah, YouTube is on every other thing. I'm trying to be careful though, not to get too critical of it because for those that don't know, like I made a lot of money this month on YouTube. The documentary and the super chats really got me my most profitable month yet. it's quite possible I made more money than some pros actually on YouTube. It really is. I was like, someone mentioned it to me. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I didn't even think about that, but I probably did make more money than some of the pros here. So I'm just waiting for it to come into my account, and then that'll be helpful with some stuff I got to pay off. So that's good. Very thankful for that. But I don't like that. I have to wait until a designated date for YouTube to release that money. I'd rather just once I meet the minimum, I'd rather just withdraw it on my own time. That's the one thing I don't like about YouTube is they hold on to it until the designated date, and it's like at any point they could just take that money and not give it to you. That kind of frightens me. I don't like it. I don't like being dependent on a system like that. Okay, it says Elizabeth never asked me for promotion in private. That's true, I never did. He did ask me to be a referral for his job application ever since it was ever since he was fired on Christmas for stealing slave. That never happened, Chrissy! Never happened! Never. Oh, it's Manticore's in chat. Here's Manticore. Hello, woman decor. How you doing, woman decor? Are you good, woman decor? I hope you're happy, woman decor. I hope you're feeling good, woman decor. Stop disrupting the chat, Manticore. Stop disrupting it. For freaking sakes, man. Like, show some professionalism, Manticore. Be like me. I'm a professional, not like you. Be like me. Like me. You people are going to learn to respect the plight of the comic book professional. You're gonna respect it. Because we draw funny pictures. So you gotta respect it. I expect respect. I'm coloring a little bit out of the lines on this one because to call back to like the older dinosaur books where they drew it, they kind of like were a little messy with the outlines, and I always thought that was kind of cool. So I'm doing a little homage to it. Not too much though. Not too much. I don't want it to be sloppy either. I'm not excited to see no one, Kissy. I'm not excited to see no one. So you can miss me with that, Kissy. Miss me with that. Like completely, 100%. Like, why would you type that, Kissy? Like, seriously, why? Why would you do that? What was the goal you were trying to accomplish by typing that? By putting that into the ether, Kissy? Like, what were you really trying to do? What was the goal? You think what the goal was, Kissy? I just want to know what the goal was. Guys in the chat, I would like an answer from Kissifus. Maybe you can help out here. Like, what was Kissifus's goal? Like, did he have a goal? I'm just curious. We're actually almost done with this one. This might be like, from the color perspective, this might be like one of my best drawings yet. And I rarely toot my own horn. Like, I know I'm capable. I just don't toot my horn because I want to be like a humble artist. I don't want to be that arrogant. There's a lot of arrogant artists in this space, and it's like, you may draw pretty good, but your stories kind of suck, and no one's gonna remember your books years after you make them. So, um, good luck drawing your pretty pictures because they're not memorable. But I think it's okay once in a while to say I did a good drawing. I did a pretty good drawing, and I think this one's a pretty good drawing. I really like how this is coming out. Like, I've been doing a lot more drawing the last few days, and I just realized how much I love it. And by drawing, I mean like on the pad and paper, like drawing. That's what I mean. Like, I started drawing with Pumpkin War Patch issue 3. Like, the first two issues of Pumpkin War Patch were done digitally. But I just did the first page of it on issue 3, and I drew it pencil to paper. Then I scanned it in, and then I inked it digitally. And I like how it's coming out. And I'm just wondering if I should just do all the entire book like that way. It's still gonna be digitized, but like instead of just drawing the pencils digitally, I'm wondering if I should just draw it by hand, pencil and paper, and then ink it digitally, as opposed to just drawing it digital pencil. I think there's something about it that it just comes out better like that. So I'm gonna do that. And that way, like also like it'll help to have like artwork, like original artwork that I can sell down the road should Pumpkin War Patch become pretty popular, which I believe she will. I think there's a lot of notoriety with her because people try a lot of the Comicsgate critics try to latch on to that as a way to quote unquote own me or pwn me or pawn me, as I used to say. And there's a lot of notoriety with it. And of course, Juju the Cow try to pawn Ed me. He even had some of his sticker fans try to send me a DM over it too. It was insane. Like that's how butthurt Comicsgate was with criticism is that they resort to having Dick Masterson sending his pedal squad after me. But that alone, like that right there, just gives the character notoriety. I don't think they realize that, but you don't want to give your critics any kind of notoriety because this makes people curious about them. And my Dungeoneers documentary is at 4,100 views. It got to 4,000 views the quickest of all my documentaries, and it's still getting views daily. So they just brought more attention to my video than they would have wanted, and they haven't figured out. You just need to just to be quiet. Just don't say anything. Just let it play out. Just don't bring attention to it. But no, they didn't listen, and here we are. Andrew Curry asks, "Are you drawing a prehistoric chicken?" This is a dinosaur, Andrew. It's allegedly a Tyrannosaurus Rex from Carnosaur, but I was saying before the designs are not necessarily accurate to what we know about them. So, okay, it says Elasma tried to toot his own horn, but he fell off the couch and threw out his back. You're a pervert. You know what? You be quiet, kissing. You're disgusting. You're the one that started the whole tall grass thing with Road Warrior Drake. You started that. Prehistoric chicken. Unbelievable. Phil on someone says, first I thought it was a dinosaur, but now I think it's a scarlet or a scaled D word. It's not a scaled D word. It's clearly a dinosaur. The reptile. Or reptile, as the cool kids say. Um, That's just Diddlers, aka the traffickers, says Ozagar. Yep, the traffickers. If you know, you know. Uh, let's see. I'm skipping a few chats. There's no difference between fame and infamy. Well, the difference is what you reap from it. Manicore. This is the difference. Fame, fame. Well, maybe there isn't. Well, no, no. Fame is a bit more positive, and infamy is not. But I don't know. I get that. That's probably an interesting conversation to have. Some person drops a link for Incurvate, an art book by Irene Strakowski, a collection of curvilicious, dark, and feisty artwork by Irene Strakowski. There's a link to the Fun My Comic. She made more money on her book, on her art book, than for the Fats Fetish Funko did. So she made more money than the Comicsgate convention did. Let that sink in. I am not drawing dinosaur P word mantic whore. I'm not a horse faced whore. So my dinosaurs are um you know wholesome. Yes, Oz great sage. I mean, yes, make wood chippers great again. Totally. Kaya says a lot that everyone is watching your D-word mentory for my close up. Stop flattering yourself. I made that close up, Kizzy. I made that close up. I made it. I made you. I'm your agent. I'm your Philippian agent. You can do nothing about it. Well, now you're trying to justify your shit. He said, KSS says, I did start to talk grassly because you were drawing beat off Road Warrior, no, beat off Citizen Road Warrior Drake, spanking his monkey in the tall grass. I saw it. We all saw it. You saw what you wanted to see. You're a sick man. You saw what you wanted to see. I knew what I draw. I know what you think you saw. But you saw it. Your eyes are polluted. Eyes are extremely polluted. Check out Per Berg's Norwell's books YouTube link in the chat. Angela says some person might get you fired. Well, why aren't you posting, Angela? Why aren't you posting? Why is some person doing the work? Help him. Pick him up or something. I don't know. See, even Oscar says, do some work, you lazy mod. So yes, there you go. So I don't gatekeep people. I get gatekept because I'm a colored. Because you white supremacists in the chat just don't are afraid of my ascension. It's fine though, because I will become something or other or whatever. I don't know. But I don't even know where I was going with that. Doesn't matter. But it's fine. So okay. I'm almost done with this drawing. Yeah, I really like this piece. This is probably gonna be one of my favorites. I think when I started drawing it, I was a little skeptical because I already knew, like, based on how the head was coming out, that it was gonna look different from the one of the publicity photos. But I was like, just roll with it. Just do your own thing with it. Do your own thing with it. See how it looks. And then it's like, damn, like this is pretty good. Like it's as a dinosaur drawing, I think it's pretty top notch. I mean, I'll have to convince people that it's based off Carnosaur, but it's fine. It's my rendition of the dinosaur from Carnosaur, and I'm okay with that. I think at my next payday, I'm gonna go to Michael's and get me a new set of black ink pens because I still have some left, but I want to make sure that I never run out completely. At HeroesCon last year, there was a lady who was selling drawing materials, and I bought a pack of pens from her and a drawing pad, and that was pretty cool. Actually, I think it was this drawing pad that I bought from her. Yeah, I think it was no, it was this drawing. No, it was this drawing pad. It was this one over here. This is the drawing pad I bought from her last year, and I obviously I used it up, so uh, I ended up buying a new one from Michaels. That's why I bought this one. I bought this from Michaels, and I'm gonna go back there and buy some pens. I need to put something in this area in the building. I don't want to leave it all white. It feels kind of off leaving it all white, but I don't want to color it in entirely. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Hmm. What should I do? Let me see. I mean, I guess I could color it in. I guess maybe no, because I don't want. I don't want to. Well, I like that the jaw is differentiates from the rest of the body. So I'll add a little shading here or there. So maybe a little shading here, a little bit. Let's see. There we go. And a little bit of the green on here. Just a little bit, not too much. A little bit on the bottom here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just go a little ham on the scales and the leg. Put some scales on them. Yeah, it says it's a lies, man. Carol says you should draw a dinosaur comic. He could fight the giant baboon and raccoon, maybe giant Robert Romano. Well, I don't draw raccoons and baboons, so I don't know why you people continue with the lie, KSS, the lie of what I do. I know what I do, and it's not baboons and raccoons; it's werewolves. Although that Robert Romano thing was kind of on point, I guess. So maybe I just got to brush it up on my Nosferatu drawings a bit more. But no, I don't do rabbits and raccoons and baboons. Kiss. I don't do that. Why do people continue to lie like that? Why? Why? Why do you lie? Why? Why do you do that? It's not necessary to lie. You can get so far in life without lying to me, kissy. Kissy. Like, unbelievable. Just uncalled for. A lot of uncalled for racism in this chat. Tonight of all nights, too. I was feeling good, too. But no, Kissifus ruined it for me. Uh, yeah, that's for Kissifus. You don't get the benefit of words. I'm just gonna just burp in your freaking way because you deserve it. You've been very atrociously just brutal tonight. I didn't ask for your meanness or any of this. I didn't. I really did not. But you wanted to just choose violence, and I guess we can accommodate that. I guess. I guess just say word and it's on. Say word, and I'll just pick. We'll just pick a ring at Heroes Con, and you can meet me, and we'll just fight it out, and I'll beat you, and then you'll apologize to me, and then maybe I'll have mercy and say, you know what, you didn't know it better, but now you do. I'll bring you back on my phone, and you'll come back on my phone, and then you're going to be a superb promoter for me and help me make money, and then I'll make so much money that I'll have a bigger YouTube channel than I did this year, and then I'll make a lot more money on super chats and tips and everything, and you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, you know what? I never should have fought with Lazmat in the first place. Lazmat really was the way to go. He was the future of it all. And now that I've known better, I feel better. And I know it cost me a few teeth and maybe an eye socket, but still, it's better late than never. And it was wonderful that I've come to see the light. Lazmat is the way to go. Lazmat is the Communitah. And I will be a creator, and you will be my customer, Kissy. And that's how it's gonna work. But until then, you're gonna have to learn the hard way. But I will pray for you because you will learn it, and then we'll be there. So, Manicore says, "How does poor lady Shadow Man put up with your shit? Hey, she loves me. That's why she loves me, Manicore. I'm sorry, woman to core. She loves me. And vodka too. Yeah, that's true. Cal Color says, wait, what does Color Form say? We lost game 2 in overtime. Oh, I don't care. Wait, is this sports? Are you guys talking sports? Yeah, what's going on right now? We're in May, right? So it's is this the NBA playoffs or the hockey? Which one are you talking about? I don't know. Island Prime says, well, Island Prime Investigation says Road Warrior Drake's next villain, Ding Saw, a roided Triceratops with chainsawed horns. Damn, that sounds vicious. That might work. I don't know. Some person says Link is subscribed to Elasman or he'll cry like he did on Rap Thursday. I didn't cry, some person. I just merely brought attention to the matter. I'm an activist, okay? I'm an activist, so I activated. That's how activists work. We activate. Lots of activation by yours truly. KS says, Elasman, what is your Rumble channel? Some person just posted it. There's my Rumble channel. So if you haven't subscribed to my Rumble, some person just posted the link on the channel. There you go. Wow, he's actually doing the thing. Some person is doing the collective work of Angela Curry, KSS, Colorform, Gifford. Who else is the mod in my chat? Yeah, like he took y'all to school. Like y'all like He did the work tonight, some person. It's like he has something to prove. I don't know. I just there you go. Wait. I'm not crying about nothing, Manicore. You stop it. I'm not a crier. I really am not. You're just mad because I'm ascending. It bothers you that I ascend. That's what this is about. I'm just adding scales now to his arms. I think the scales really make a difference here. They really do make a difference. It's pretty good. I like the scaling. You know me, if I want to put it in one spot, I gotta put it in but various spots. So I'm gonna put it on the other arm now. So we just aim the camera on the other arm. Damn, I got I gotta do some more dinosaur drawings. Actually, no, I'm gonna do more kaiju drawing. That's what I want to do. I'm gonna do some more kaiju drawings. Maybe I'm gonna do one more this week to sell at the con on Saturday. Cause I already have like a Rodan drawing that I can sell. I have a King Kong drawing. Maybe I should do King Ghidorah. I should do King Ghidorah. Yeah, because that would sell. Like I'm like old school King Ghidorah, like 1964 Ghidorah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pick a stream this week. Maybe I'll maybe I'll do it on Rumble. I don't know, but a draw stream I'll do King Ghidorah and I'll sell that sucker at the con this Saturday because that will sell. Like I know for a fact that would sell. Like with the color scheme, that would definitely sell. Holy shit! I have to get on that. So will I give it feathers? Says Angela. No, this is a dinosaur. It's a reptile. Reptiles don't have feathers. Vaughn Coleman's in chat. You're gonna be there? Yeah, I got a table at CCon, Vaughn Coleman. I'll be there, and I'm gonna bring this sucker along with some other drawings. And I have some copies of Beastus and Road Warrior Drake and Tree Chamber Road Warrior Drake to sell. And yeah. So oh, this thing fell. So yeah, so I'll be at CCon this weekend. I'll be there with my son. So yep, I'll be there. My son's gonna have art pieces to sell too. So yes, he's taking after his father. He's more into the manga, so he's doing the manga style. But yeah, it's like yep, I'm absolutely gonna encourage my son to get into the art and sell shit and do his own thing. So and I think he'll be a better artist than me. I definitely see that. So okay. I think I'm gonna call it here. I mean the drawing. Mazban is Lazman. Is this upcoming con an indie comics focus con, pop culture focus, love focus? So this is it's the Jersey Shore the Jersey Shore comic book show. They run a series of cons all year. It is mostly comic focused, but they'll have like other stuff there too. So um, as far as like indie based comics, there aren't that many indie comic artists there. There are some indie artists there. I'm one of the few indie comic artists that go there. Of course, Von Coleman will be there too. So He'll be selling copies of Phenomenova. Which, by the way, Vaughn, I don't know if you were in the chat earlier, but I did mention to the chat that I will get to reading your issues of Phenomenova that you gave to me, so I'll review those at some point, along with Twitless's Omega Girl. But yeah, I guess I'm an honorary Dungeoneer, so sure, why not? I guess. Uh, Sorry, just reading the chat here. Okay. Subscribe to Hyper Wizard. There's his YouTube channel right there. Yeah, Hyper Wizard. Uh, okay, so let me go ahead and show the complete drawing of the Carnosaur of one of the dinosaurs from Carnosaur. This is the really designed T Rex. There you go. So, and I'll take a picture of it. I'll post it on my Instagram and probably X. I'll probably post this one on X. Um, Actually, let me go ahead and I'll switch the angle up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I can show the full drawing. Hold on. Yeah, I rarely show myself on camera for the draw streams, but it's already done. So here we go. So there's the drawing. Let me aim the light. Ooh, there we go. There you go. There's the drawing. There's the dinosaur from Carnosaur. And this sucker is definitely going to be. Let me just erase a little bit of the pencils from the outside. Just a little bit. Not all the pencils. Just a little bit of it. I'm keeping some of the pencils because it adds to the character of the creature. So I don't want to ruin that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there we go. The Carnosaur. The dinosaur from Carnosaur. Someone said I should rate Zayd. I have to go into the YouTube settings and fix that. So if they're streaming, I'll do a raid Zayd, but that's only like 5 of you that gotta go there, so it won't be much of a dent. But I mean, I'll I'll go to the studio and I guess fix that. So Ron Coleman says I'm as much of a Dungeoneer as Phil and Cameron Moon are. I guess. I mean, I guess I was always gonna get the label. So you know that documentary is still getting a lot of views. The Rise of the Dungeoneers. Look at the shape of that. You screw you, Manticore. This is for you, Manticore. This is for you. I'm sorry, Woman Decor. Woman Decor. Like cream. This is a normal sized human skull. Right there. Massive Pandas, I dig the drawing Lasman. I think the colors really boost the appeal of this illustration. Yeah, the colors are gonna boost the appeal of a lot of my drawings going forward, especially for a purpose of selling. I really think so. I'm not a troglodyte, Ozakar. I'm not a troglodyte. I saw that pink. What pinky? Oh, you mean on the creature? Yeah, that's how it appears in the movie. It's weird. But I drew it exactly as it appears in the movie. It's weird. As I'm saying, these dinosaurs are not necessarily the most accurately designed in Carnosaur, but they are what they are. There's a link to Ali Sangrisa's channel if you guys want to sub to that. It's the shape, not the size. Manticore, you're sick. You're sick. I look smart with my glasses, says Angela. No, thank you. I think I look very sophisticated with it. Yeah, they're my reading glasses, but they help me to draw. So I guess they're my drawing glasses. It's a pretty good scowl, says Phil and Selmo. I don't know what that means, but Angela says, no, you lifted your pinky when you took. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like fake news to me. I think so. I'm not reading that, Oscar. I'm not reading that. Yeah, it says, Eliza, are you going to sell the staples you stole when you got fired on Christmas for gas money? That never happened, Christopher. Never happened. Never happened. Anyway, so yeah, I got 3 more frames. So this is definitely gonna be framed. I'm gonna take a picture of it and keep a uh file for it digitally so I can use it for prints. But yeah, I like it. I didn't think it was gonna come out this good, but the colors really do add to it. So this is pretty awesome. This is pretty awesome. I gotta admit, I outdid myself on this one. Yes, Lady Shadow Band wants to come see it. So okay, there you go. Even she likes it. Oh well, I didn't expect that. She said it was almost Jurassic Park worthy. Look at that. Oh yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I did good, guys. You're just jealous because I did good. The what now? Oh yeah, the pens really. Yeah, those pens really make a difference. They do. Hmm. Yes. Time to step up my game. Okay, it says Elijah's going to put his dinosaur drawing in a frame and then play with it in the back. You know what? I'm not Wiggle, kid says he. I'm not Wiggle. I don't play with bat toys. Wiggle does. But I dare you to say it to him. You won't say it to him. You dare not say it to him, right? You gotta come to me and make accusations about me. I don't play with bat toys. Angela, why you laughing at Kizzy? Don't do that, Angela. That's a violation. It's a term of service violation. Don't do that to Kizzy. Don't laugh at him. He wasn't being funny. He was being destructive and dividing the Communitah. That's what he does. That's what his kind always does. Their kind does that. You're not his kind, Angela. Don't be his kind. Be better. Be butter. Is that waterproof? I don't think so. I, I, I would put it in a frame. That's what I do. I want to put this in a frame and protect it from water, and then sell it, and then people. Oh, you know what? I didn't do it. I gotta sign it. Let me sign it. Hold on. I gotta sign it. So here is what the signature. Let me go ahead and sign it. I'll give it a proper signature. And today's the 4th. There we go. Okay. Now it's been signed. That's got my signature. So now people can no one verify that it's me and I drew that. So Asuka says Jabba told me Lazarus would use the picture of Fap to after listening to Raptor, which gets him. You know what? I'm not reading the rest of that. You're a sick man, Kissy. I mean Asuka. You know, you and Kissy are interchangeable. I should call you Asuka. Asuka. That's it. There you go. I just coined a new amalgamation. Asuka. So if I see Asuka say something, or if I see Kissy say something, you're still gonna be Asuka. You're both Asuka. So congratulations, Asuka and Kissy. You're now Asuka. Asuka with your amalgamation selves. Such utter BS. Yeah, sub to John Zongbox. Here, oh, no, not that's the format comic for John Zongbox is here Heroic Tales comic book number 2. So is that a male or female prehistoric chicken? That's clearly a dinosaur, Angela. It's a dinosaur, not a chicken. It's a dinosaur. If it was a chicken, you see white feathers. It'd be white, but it's got scales because it's a reptile. And dinosaurs are reptiles. They're reptiles, not feathery creatures. They're reptiles, not birds. They're reptiles. They were clearly reptiles when they were discovered in the 1800s. They were called terrible lizards because people knew they were reptiles. But then you got the people with the little propaganda. They want to come in there and undo the things of God, and they're gonna say that it was a bird. They were turkeys and chickens and hens and roosters. And no, they were reptiles. They're reptiles. Don't believe the propaganda. They're reptiles. I don't know why you're celebrating being called Asakisi Asuka. The amalgamation was not meant to make you, whatever. Anyway, Matt Pena says, I have John's Heroic Tales comics. I haven't read them yet. Looking forward to it soon. Yeah, I got a lot of books I gotta read too, so yeah. Guys, no gars. Stop garring in the chat. There's no garring. Garring is forbidden. It's a terms of service violation. Stop garring. We're having adult conversations here. Use words. We're talking. We're conversing. No garring in the chat. None. So please, no garring. If Colonel Sanders had a time machine, do you think we'd have Kentucky Fried Dinosaur? Well, Lady Shadow Ben says definitely. Um, I have not eaten alligator yet, but a lot of people swear by alligator. So at some point in my life, I'm gonna eat fried alligator, and I'll let you guys know what I think. if it's all typed up to be. Wait. Manicore says, "Shut up, fool! They're really dragons. Dinosaurs are a hoax." Well, I believe in dragons. I am one of those that believe dragons existed because they talk about it a lot in ancient writings. So I believe they existed, and they probably either extinct or they were wiped out in the flood or something. But I believe they existed. Phil and Silva says, "I can only choose one: D word or Gar. You cannot ban. I can ban all the words." And Somo, I can ban them all. Whatever threatens the community, I'm banning it. Community cannot be divided. I'll ban whatever divides us. And Somo, don't be kissy. You're better than that. He wants to divide us. He wants us to fight. You don't gotta be a fighter like that. We're united here. We're a unitah. We're unitad by the communitad. Don't be the kissy. Don't be a kissy. Be you and not a kissifus. Just don't. Okay, it says a lot. Alligator is chewy chicken. Just eat chicken. Okay, so I guess I'll eat chicken then. Fine. No, now I'm gonna eat the alligator. Just for that, now I'm definitely eating alligator. If Kissy says don't eat alligator, I'm gonna eat alligator. So there you go. Man, goes, dinosaurs are a psyop. Are dinosaurs psyop? Are you saying they didn't exist? Are dinosaurs psyops, or are they just like bigger lizards who live long lives, as some scientists theorize? Uh, Mazepana says, I tried alligator in New Orleans a few years back with my wife. It was a restaurant called Mamba's, I believe, in the French Quarter. Delicious if you ask me. Yeah, a lot of people swear by it. So yeah. I've had alligator. D word is better. D word has no meat though. There's no meat in D words. That's why I go for chicken or turkeys instead. They usually deep fry small bits of alligator like popcorn chicken. Oh, okay, interesting. Chicken D word is pretty tasty, says Manticore. The Leviathan is mentioned in Job, I believe. Leviathan and the Behemoth are both mentioned in the book of Job. Yes, massive creatures, they're mentioned. I feel guilty eating D word. I like D words, says Kay, says you're gay. Oscar says, Alasma is a Muslim. I am not. Shalom, though. Anyway, Manticore says, true angel. What did Angel say that was so true? Oh, the Leviathan and the book of Job. Yeah, Leviathan and Behemoth are both mentioned in specifics in the book of Job. So they were actual creatures. Yes. Uh, Lots of science in the Bible. There's a lot of science in the Bible. Mm. Leviathan was the fire breather. Actually, they theorize that Behemoth, the way they describe him with the tail of the cedar, he's actually they theorize that Behemoth is actually a brontosaurus or the apatosaurus in the Bible, based on the description they gave. So it's like, yeah, that seems accurate because what animal do you know that's a massive creature that walks on fours and has a tail like a cedar-like tail? Because they used to say that it was actually referencing a hippopotamus or an elephant, but neither of them have cedar-like tails. And cedar is thick wood, very thick. Neither of those creatures have cedar-like tails. So the only possible creature that can be described behemoth is an apatosaurus or a brontosaurus. So I thought that was very fascinating. So I'm saying a lot of science in scriptures. And no, I was on fire on Christmas Day. You will stop spreading that kism. Stop spreading that. Can't divide us. Stop dividing us. We're not gonna be divided by you, Kizzy. We're united against you people. Oh, we got Matt Key. I'm saying it wrong, but we got Matt Kev Farlar. Oh shit, words are hard. Matt Kev Lalarock. Matt Kev Lalarock says hell chat and Alaska. Hell to you. I think I butchered your name, so you have to forgive me. Anyway, there was a living dinosaur in the Congo, apparently. Mokili Mbembe. Yeah. Uh Mokili Mbembe in the Congo. They described it as a brontosaurus-looking creature, but somehow they've never been able to get a picture of it, or nobody that's traveled to Congo has been able to get video or film of it. And I'm one of those guys that wants to believe in the existence of like I tend to hold to a certain level of cryptozoology, but I and we do discover like new species of animals like almost on the daily. especially in the sea. Like a lot of insane sea creatures that look like aliens in the sea. They discover them quite often. So, do I want to believe that Mokili Mbembe exists? I kind of do. I mean, I would like to see an actual living dinosaur. And according to some missionaries that travels like places like Thailand and Indonesia, they claim to have seen actual pterosaurs. And they talked about it because of how do they look? Because when they would go and do the missionary work to the natives there, and they would see pictures of like the pterosaurs, they'd be like, "Oh, we have those creatures here." They actually talk about them. So it's possible that dinosaur-like creatures still exist today. I mean, reptiles. There are reptiles that look like the description of what some of the bigger dinosaurs look like, which tends to tie into the theory that dinosaurs were huge because of the pre-flood conditions of the world back then, as there's a lot of animals were. That's why you get like the woolly mammoths being huge and all that stuff. But science is a good thing. It's an amazing thing. Um, let's see. Wait, what are you talking about? Hold on. Let's see. There's okay. I just read that. Just Matt is fine. He said, okay, so I'll call you Matt. So thanks for stopping by. Um, Man, of course, there's the interview with David Chow. He spoke to Pygmies, and they said it was real, and they had seen it multiple times. No, a lot of them say there's actual videos and film of the natives saying that they've seen the creature. The natives have said they've seen it, and when they showed the pictures of what it could look like, they were like, "Yeah, that's what it looks like." So why would the natives lie? I don't know. I can't imagine why they would lie about saying a creature that looked like a brontosaurus. But they all said they've seen it, so um, you know, I hold out hope that it does exist. And there's actually a documentary in the 80s hosted by Christopher Reeve called Dinosaurs. And there was a scientist named Herman Reguster who made it one of his missions to actually visit the Congo and try to document the existence of Mokili Mbembe. And he claimed he got a photo of something, and he claimed to have gotten audio of it from like underwater or something. Or am I thinking of another doctor? But it was an interesting documentary. But he was one of those that was like looking for the existence of Mokili Mbembe. So um, let's see here. There was a sighting of a Petra in the Americas during the Wild West era. Yeah, yeah. So people from the Congo think Elasma has a magic geek pygmy power. You're such a racist. Like we can't have conversation without you tying it to me, right? I bet you thought you was cute holding that spear and trying to chuck it at me. Well, guess what, sir? I'm on to you. We're trying to be serious here, so you lose. Medicals apparently oxygen levels in the atmosphere were higher in prehistoric times. Yeah, there's a contingent of people that say that that idea of like the pre-flood conditions having a high oxygen level is a modern understanding, but science has been like you think the early church fathers were scientists? You think that people back then when they were like studying the scriptures and interpreting it, you think they were scientists? No, science was something that, as far as we know, as far as like recorded history, a lot of what we know scientifically today wasn't understood back then. So, like obviously they didn't hold that theory because it wasn't something they considered back then. But we have the technology to prove that oxygen levels do contribute to the size of organic matter, and they proved this with a hyperbolic chamber. Sorry, there was a hyperbolic chamber where they grew tomatoes in where they increased the oxygen levels, and then they grew tomatoes, and the tomatoes grew huge. They were like basketball sized tomatoes. They were huge. So the understanding was before the flood, the firmament around the earth was a layer of moisture because before the flood it never rained on earth, and the grass was watered through the river levels going above the grass, so it kind of watered itself that way. So there was no rain. It didn't rain till after the flood. So the understanding was that the firmament was what came down into the earth and flooded the world. Hence why you had a global flood that covered the mountains and created all these canyons and what have you. And by the way, scientists, and I looked this up, scientists have said that the reason for the canyons on Mars, and this is a NASA study, was most likely due to a flood. And why that's significant? Because A lot of scientists here are trying to downplay the flood here, so they claim that the canyons on our Earth were caused by erosion, which doesn't make sense because if erosion happens, then how do you get the fossil layers? It doesn't make sense. The two don't coincide. But yet they claim that the canyons on Mars is caused by a global flood or catastrophic flood, as they say. So it's like I noticed the contradiction in how they um, say that both planets suffered similar calamities by different means. It's interesting, you know. There's a lot of so I'm saying there's a lot of propaganda in science now. But anyway, dinosaurs will suffocate in today's climate, but it's fun to imagine. Well, so I think what would happen, Matt, is the reptile because they say reptiles live can live very long lives. Like the bigger a reptile is, the longer it lives, the bigger it grows. Reptiles don't stop growing. So you can get a tiny little turtle, and by the time they're 80 years old, they're probably the size of like a SUV, probably. So the oxygen levels tend to add to the long lifespan of organisms. That's why before the flood, men lived to be like thousands of years old, and then after the flood, they will be living to like about a couple hundred. So the lifespan decreased dramatically after the flood. So there's something to that. I think that a dinosaur would probably born into this world wouldn't grow as big and would live shorter lives, like all the reptiles do in our pre-exposed world today. Um, Coliform is asking, "Is this over?" No, it's not over, Cole. Just for that, now I'm definitely not gonna end it. It's not over yet. People like my science. They like that I'm scientific, color. They like that I can be academical and speak the science. They like it. Too bad you don't. They like it. These are you lose. Coliform. Oh wait, they're talking YouTube algorithm. What's going on with YouTube algorithm? Let me see. KSS says the YouTube A log changed this year. I watched a video explaining the new YouTube algorithm. Ugh, that's always changing. Like, how do you keep up with that? How do you keep up with that? I don't know. Um, it's always interesting learning how they tweaking it. It leads to all kinds of crazy trends, like no title videos. Damn, that's a lot to think about. Man, of course, as they grow by the amount of resources available, crocodiles are a good example. They're pretty. Their prey got smaller, so they got smaller. That's yeah. That's like adapting to the environment too. So like that is they call that micro evolutionary, where like creatures that adapt to their environment, but they don't necessarily evolve from one species to another. But there's variations within the species. So one of those variations is the size of the species overall. Uh, Matt says this conversation makes me want to watch Y Files. Gaz says a lot of propaganda and science now. Sean Connery found a cure for cancer in the 1990s in the rainforest, and some woman lost it. Well, I hear that ivermectin is a good treatment for cancer, um, among other things. But yeah, I heard that. So if the day comes that I get the tumors, I'm gonna be doing the natural thing. I ain't messing with the chemo and the radiation. So I see what it does to people. I ain't doing it. I'm just not doing it. So come for the science, stay for the raccoon. I don't do raccoon drawings, Blasey one. They're werewolves. Look, as a matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna show you people once and for all. I'm gonna dispel this lie once and for all. That I do not do werewolf draw. I do werewolf drawings. They're absolutely werewolf drawings, and I'm gonna sell these this weekend at CCon. Look, here's the creature, the monster, the werewolf from an American Werewolf in London, and here's the werewolf from The Howling. Okay, so they're going to be on sale this weekend at CCon. And you're going to see for once and for all that they are werewolves and not what you call them to be werewolves. Okay, so ivermectin and fenbin. Yes, yes, there you go. Good treatments for cancer. But yeah, no, these are werewolves. Okay, Howling, and American Werewolf in London. Not raccoons and not baboons. Okay, so get over it. Be butter, people. Be butter. The implications of what that means are staggering. Either cancer is a parasite or uses the same mode of infection as parasites. Cancer is parasitic. Yeah, exactly. It's parasitic. So the understanding is what you want to do is you want to deprive it of what's feeding it, and that's how you kill the cancer. Deprive it of what it's feeding on it or what it's feeding on, and that's how you treat it. Simple science, but They want to kill the body to kill that one thing. But they also say like there's a lot of natural remedies for cancer prevention, including coffee. Coffee is a good cancer prevention thing. You drink lots of coffee, it does help prevent cancer. You know, like look into what causes cancer and just do the opposite of it, and that's how you prevent it. So the 656 comics guys are into cryptids. Maybe you can do a collab with them, last man. Yeah, I mean, I do want to discuss cryptids. That's always fascinated me as a kid. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys this. Time Life books back in the day, they used to have the series of, and I showed this to you on the chat, but I'll show it again. But in my wonderful library, you guys remember Time Life books? They had like these books like Mysteries of the Unknown. So I had like Phantom Encounters, and then there was Mystic Places, which is a good one. It goes in like the pyramids and Stonehenge, and then this one with a fucked up cover, but mysterious creatures. This is the one that the cryptozoologists would read. So I enjoyed the fuck out of this one. Very fascinating read. But back then, of course, since then, like they just proved the photos of the Loch Ness were fake and some of the Bigfoot photos were fake. But it's still a fascinating read though, because there's a lot of historicity in this. So for that reason alone, it's a good read. Elasma, do a 3 to 5 day last every so often, supposed to kill off cancers before they get out of hand. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard that. So yeah, so fasting. So fasting does is a good cancer prevention because yeah, because what happens in fasting is your body cells regenerate. So your cells die off and it gets regenerated. So you're actually becoming a new body. So that is actually a good. Yeah, that is true. Fasting is a good cancer prevention method, 100%. So, but you gotta commit to it though. It's not like an intermittent fasting where you fast for 8 hours and then you eat again. No, it's like you gotta go as I said, 3 to 5 days. Even like yeah, just even if you just do 3 day fast, it will do wonders for your body. You will heal from a lot of the shit that a lot of the junk that your body took in. It's a good healing process. 100% recommended. So in persons, I have some of those books. Yeah, they were fun to read. I love getting those books. They were absolutely fun. I love those Time Life books. Those commercials freaked me out and fascinated me as a kid. Same, they freaked me out and they fascinated me. And I said, "Mom, I want those books." So she ordered me those books, and it was awesome. I was so glad to get them because I was like, "Wow, I got to see them on TV a lot, and now I have them." It's like I have them in my hand. It's so cool. So I'm glad I have them in my library. They're still there. Like I'll check them out once in a while. Um, I just like having the information on physical media as opposed to just having to go on the internet. So anyway. Um, Phil on someone says, I love this one Duende video on YouTube. Been around a long time, like 50 plus years. Check cracks me up. Okay. Candace says, I have those timeline books on UFOs and paranormal stuff and the ones on the Old West. So I didn't get the UFO. Actually, did I not get the UFO? I don't think I got the UFO one. I know what you're talking about, but that was the one. That was one of the ones I did not get. But I know what you're talking about for sure. I definitely know what you're talking about with the UFO one. But the the mysterious places book that actually has a couple of stories that were dealing with UFOs. I think the Phantom Encounters one has it too. So, now do I believe in I mean, UFOs exist, but do I believe they're spaceships? I kind of don't. I think that's I think legitimately. I think the whole spaceship thing is a psyop. Myself, I do think that. I do think there's probably some interdimensional beings that are coming to our world, but I don't think they're aliens. But that's a call the conversation. Anyway, Time Life did a series about fantasy and folklore called The Enchanted Word. It talks about the magical creatures. It's fantasy, but it's a good reference. Yeah, they did a lot of good books. Time Life did. They absolutely, and they still kind of are like doing like these magazine style stuff. Like, let me see. Do I have it here? Let me see. Maybe I. So not okay, not Time Life, but Life magazine does these things where like they do like you know, they'll do like these little like anniversary style editions on like specific characters or works of fiction. But but back then, Time Life was killing it with their stuff. Like they really were like a treasure trove of information and knowledge. I mean, now today it's kind of dated because there's a lot more reference out there, and You can get books with much more in-depth research. But back then, it was mana. If you were a kid, that was mana to have. So I still go back and check it out. I look at the pictures and the photos, and I look at the stuff they share. And again, some of it is kind of dated, but still a good reference point to start with, and it's just fascinating. It really is. I love reading stuff like the cryptid stuff. I enjoy. I still enjoy reading it. I still enjoy reading like some of the stuff on the history of like the places like the pyramids and Stonehenge and all that stuff. That still freaks me out. But I get fascinated reading about that stuff. Um, and you get to learn about like cultures and the people of the time and you really learn a lot and how we've come along, or in some cases going backwards, depending on your point of view. Um, let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, you guys talk about quantum entanglement. What's quantum entanglement? Oh, I see. Okay, so Kaya says a woman in Kansas feels a burning sensation in her hand. 1,000 miles away, her sister feels it. I've heard about that phenomenon. Yeah, I've heard about that. Quantum entanglement. Yeah, it's. I've heard that especially with twins. I've heard that. Blasey one says, I saw a UFO as a kid. The other people in town saw it too. I went on to become an aerospace engineer and I have a few theories about what I saw that day. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I want to hear those theories. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So, um, and of course, I have had a similar experience, Cass. That's interesting. So that means if I feel hurt, that means one of you fuckers is hurting yourselves just to own me or pawn ned me. You can't pawn me. I'm not pawned, people. You can't pawn me. That will go into a realm that no, anyway. So, but yeah, so it's funny how you drew a dinosaur and look at the conversation we had about creation and the flood and paranormal activity and UFOs, and it's also how it just connects, right? It's interesting. That's how my brain worked. Like when I was 10 or 11 years old and nothing was on TV, I'd go into those books and look it up, and it was just fun. Just diving into that stuff and just absorbing it. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so it looks like the chat has slowed down a bit. It's a good thing I went to buy pencils today because I was out of pencils. So I said, let me go buy some pencils. And my inks are still pretty good. But yes, we got through another draw stream, another boring Communitah Monday Monster Moratorium. Wait, did my camera freeze? Yes, my camera froze. I caught it in time. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix that. There, there we go. Nice. Okay, okay, there we go. So see, I fixed it. Some person says you study UFOs more a lot. It might explain the shape of your head. You know, I just gave you a wrench, some person. I gave you a wrench. Don't abuse it today. Don't abuse it today, some person. I gave you a wrench. I was complimenting you. Now you want to throw it all away for clout. For clout. Unfreaking necessary. I can't have a scientific conversation with you people without devolving into body shaming. It's unflippian necessary. Unnecessary. All right. I'm gonna call it a stream. I think it was a pretty decent stream. I think it was a fun stream. Actually, one of my most funnest streams yet. I'll say that was actually one of my most funnest streams ever. I think because of the I guess because the way the drawing came out and then the conversation at the end was pretty fun. It beats talking about the CG shit for real. Like I'd rather have these kind of conversations and build a channel like that than this other shit. Like I'd rather just draw and have these kind of conversations where it's like it really feeds the imagination and inspires the art. Because a lot of artists get inspired by some of the weirder stuff in life, and it just makes them want to create. That's me. I've always wanted to create because of the weirder stuff, whether it's movies like Godzilla or cryptids or learning about like the mysteries. Like that stuff inspires you to want to create, either tell stories or draw, whatever the case is. So yes, Kay, it's almost over. Okay, it's almost over. And of course, you failed, Chuck. You enjoyed the stream. Yes, yes, I enjoyed it. You failed. You failed. Your psyops didn't work on me. Kaya says my stream is still glitching. Is it OBS? Um, I found out it's got to do with the output, the rate aspect ratio of the output versus um the what the stream allows. So I got to change the setting before I stream. So I got to remember next time I stream to change the setting so it's a smaller uh DPI smaller something whatever, and then that should take care of the glitching. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a stream. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for absolutely sending me no super chats. I appreciate you guys. Keep me broke. You guys are keep. What am I? Am I your Dale Keelan? You're gonna keep me poor? Is that what it is? Are you guys my collective Ethan Man Skyrim, and I'm your Dale Keelan? You're gonna keep me poor? Is that what it is? Well, guess what? Well, I need a no. I'm not gonna go. Anyway, I'm gonna hang up. Hang up. Good. Call the stream. Thank you all for tuning in. Kansas, I don't have AOL, so fuck you, kisses. Y'all have a good night, and take care. Oh, before I go, one more look at today's sponsor. Y'all have a good night and take care.